We are privileged to host speakers with profound insights into the tourism industry. We have Deputy Director General Design Area for Sustainable Tourism Administration, Dr. Chuwit Mitrchob, Executive Vice President Corporate Strategy Airport of Thailand, Ms. Latchida Apaphant, and Chief Executive Officer BDMS Wellness Clinic, Dr. Tanupol, Virunhagarun. With Head of Institutional Research, Tisco Securities, Mr. Tanawat Ruenbanterng will be the moderator for this session. So ladies and gentlemen, may I now invite the speaker and moderator on the stage, please.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. And today we have a key speaker, and the topic today is quite interesting as well. When you think of Thailand in the past 10 years, of course, tourism has been one of the best performers in terms of economic contribution to the economic growth of Thailand. But next, what's next? Thailand can rely on tourism for the next 5 years, 10 years from now? That's a key question that I think everyone are interested in right now. Thailand, to recap the importance of Thai tourism sector, we have only like 15 tourists coming to Thailand during after post-global financial crisis, and this number has been increasing to almost 40 million people before COVID, before we were hurt from COVID. Now we are recovering back to 40 million in probably next year. This year, year to date, we have already 15 million people coming to Thailand. Next year, probably going back to almost 40 million people. But going from 40 million people to 60 million to 80 million is possible for Thailand, given current infrastructure, given current attraction tourism spot in Thailand. We are privileged today. We have experts in the industry, and we share some thought and discussion about this picture. Before going that, I would like to share some thought that in terms of economic impact, we like more income from tourism sector, right? And to increase the income, we can go by two methods: to increase the number of tourists or to induce them to spend more. First, we would like to discuss that it's possible for Thailand to increase the number of tourists from 40 million before COVID to 80 million for 80 million. Current infrastructure is allowed us. The best person to answer this question, of course, could come from AOT, Kun Latchida.
Thank you so much. It's an honor for AOT that you invite us to join this forum. So definitely the tourist industry is very important, and AOT is the gateway for the tourists to come to our country and distribute to other province that the tourist destination. And first of all, I would like to tell you that AOT is operate the 6 international airport. It's a Suvarnabhumi, Donmueang, Phuket, Chiang Mai, Hat Yai, และ แม่ฟ้าหลวง เชียงราย So in the 6 international airport is of the more than 40 commercial airport in Thailand, but we accommodate more than 80% of the air traffic. So when I see the tourists resume from the pandemic, we found that during the 2019, we accommodate around 143 million passengers per year. But this year, we will see a number tourists back to the 100 already in the end of this year. So it's a very good news. And we still forecast that in the next 2 or 3 years, the traffic will resume in a normal situation. Like we forecast that the next year, 2024, we will see the number reach over the number pre-pandemic. The number that we forecast is around 153 million passengers per year to go to our 6th airport. But with this number, but only international, maybe in the 2019 is about 85 passengers, divided by 2 is around 40 tourists. Yeah, and for this year, it's around 58 passenger is about 25, 26. So next year, I think 89 tourist passenger is about 45 that we will accommodate. So the answer that you asked us about our capacity is ready or not. Yes, definitely, we are ready. During the pandemic, we still keep moving on expansion on infrastructure and facility. We also invest on the IT and digital equipment to make sure the facilitate and more level of service in our passenger and also match with the expectation about like touchless and hygiene. That's all we try to do. And we also have the expansion plan for the major airport like Suvarnabhumi Airport. As you may know, we will soft open for the midfield satellite one that we already done on construction, and we will open on next month. It's September 2023. From the capacity at Suvarnabhumi Airport at 45 million passengers per year will rise up to be 60 million passengers per year. And that we can accommodate more than 45 international passengers. Yeah. So not only the terminal, we also expand on the runway. That means we can accommodate more movement of flight that will come from around the world to go to the Suvarnabhumi Airport. And Dongmueang Airport, we will have an expansion plan as well. So, but we take it's just a cabinet approval, maybe in the middle of this year, but we take about 4 or 5 years to expand more capacity in Dongmueang Airport. Right now, Dongmueang Airport accommodates around 30 million passengers per year. After we finish construction, it will be right up to 45 million passengers per year. So both Dongmueang and Suvarnabhumi Airport is the cover Bangkok and vicinity. Is that the very main gateway to go to Thailand? I believe that in the next 2 or 3 years from now, if we promote on our tourists and we do the marketing with the airline, and I believe that the airport infrastructure is enough to catch up all demand that will recover from the pandemic. But we still concerned about this capacity is in the pattern of the regional that we already have the tourism like Europe, America, and Middle East, and also the Asia Pacific. But actually we can have do more marketing on other side, other region that may use the off-peak during the daytime. They have a peak hour and off-peak hour. The off-peak hour still have more capacity to build up more tourists to come to Thailand at that slot time. That means we see opportunity in the future and the pattern that we can find the potential that we will bring the tourists from any destination to visit our country. Yes, that's what in OIT point of view.
Okay, so the first question has been answered. Thailand has capacity to accommodate more than 40 million people, of course. And we also already planning to expand our capacity to 60 million people in the medium term.
Yes.
So there's no problem about that.
Yes.
So the next question is, we have capacity and do we have interesting selling points enough to attract more tourists coming to Thailand? One thing that could be the answer is about the wellness tourism. So how about it, Dr. Do you think that is it enough for Thailand to bring in people coming for wellness tourism?
Thank you very much for the question and thank. สวัสดีครับ ladies and gentlemen. I have the slide to show. Can I show the slide also? Yeah. Okay, I will be quick because many things that I want to share to convince everyone to coming to Thailand, especially the new trend that we call the wellness tourism. Before I'm talking about the wellness tourism, I want to express a little bit why the wellness is so important today. Because the NCD is the main cause. We call it the non-communicable diseases. It means the stroke, heart disease, anything that happen because you do it by yourself, especially for example, like stress and not sleep and many things. So you can see the number is increasing the death rate to 74%. This means 45 million people died in 2022. That's the first key why people interested in wellness and their healthy life. And when you take a look into the number of the COVID-19, the pandemic, the people who die is not the aging people, not the old people, not the people who, aging, but it's the people who get sick and have the NCD beside. If you get a hypertension, you have 3 times than normal that you're gonna have mortality rate. If you have the cardiovascular disease, the diabetics, and the stroke is even like 4 times. But if you have obesity, you get 7 times higher than normal to get, sick and go to the ICU and die from the COVID. So this is why the NCD, the pandemic stimulate people around the world to interesting in their health and investing in their health more and more. So I want to show this slide that why many government or many countries express their interest in wellness because, we have a lot of worldwide obesity rate increased double in the last 20 years. We have 10% of the diabetics, we have the NCD. When you see the number, Thailand have the higher death rate, 77% than the normal average around the world. And plus the stress, because the pandemic we stress. After the pandemic we stress more because we have to be more early and working hard. And the aging society, yes, in this country we have the aging population more than 20%. The average around the world is about 14%. This is all the reason why the wellness was talking everywhere. And this is the size of the global wellness economy. So in 2019, the global wellness economy is hit $4.9 trillion US. It's dropped a little bit in the pandemic time and is projected to be back to 7 trillion in the 2025, which means another 2 years from now. And I want to express the burgundy color here, the wellness tourism. It will be the big cake in this sector. So the project after the COVID, we believe that the GWI, Global Wellness Institute, they do the research that the wellness industry will grow about 10%. And everyone here can see number one in this graph is the wellness tourism. 20.9% per year is the wellness growth. And next year is going to hit $1 trillion US wellness tourism and $7 trillion US in the next 2 years. So this is a number that we're working with the GWI, only the number in Thailand. You can see in the, sorry, it's a little bit small. Yeah, but everyone here is not aging that much, so everyone is a teenage. You can see that. It's number 3rd column. So in 2019, we hit 17,000 million US dollar, or it's almost 600,000 million baht, 600,000 ล้านบาท. For the wellness tourism, or the people who come to Thailand to, do everything that make their life better and healthier. So this is an example a little bit, what is the wellness travel and what is the unwell travel. I'm not going to go into the unwell travel. Everyone familiar with that. Go, travel, drinking, eating, and gain weight, and a lot of things. But for the wellness travel, is have a lot of things, like the healthy eating. Many people want to come to Thailand and eating, and you can eating healthier, healthy living, healthy hotel, rejuvenation, relaxation, especially the mental health. Mental health is one of the disease in the NCD. It's growth a lot because we stress, we not sleep, we have a lot of things into our mind. So to do the stress detox is something that gonna grow very fast. Good sleep, exercise, meaning and connection, authentic experience, and P. Chuwit will talking about this in the sustainability for sure. disease prevention that I'm responsible. It means the preventive checkup, make people healthier. So we call all of this the wellness tourism. The number, everyone knows that Thailand in the top tier of the medical tourism for a long time. We have about 3.6 million people coming. And when you take a look at the wellness tourism, it's even bigger. 12.5 million people to Thailand in 2017. And we believe that it's almost 15 million people before COVID. And it's generated revenue about 400,000 or 600,000 million baht. And we are in number 4 in the Asia, after China, Japan, India, and Thailand about the wellness tourism. And when you take a look into the inbound, I mean international, we are number 2 after China only in the wellness tourism. So that's why me and my team in the BDMS, we believe that we want to be one of the jigsaw to stimulate the wellness tourism in Thailand. This is the latest research from American Express, and they found that 88% people want to spend their time on the wellness vacation this year, and 43% that they want to stay in the hotel that have the wellness facility or anything support them. So that's why when we believe that Thailand can be the competitive, what is the key source of the wellness tourism? It should be something like this 5 pillars. Nature and environment, the Thai food we have, Thai hospitality, Thai traditional medicines, and the medical hub. Okay, I will want to example a little bit on the BDMS side. What are we doing? The external circle that we working on the curative for more than 50 years. We have the hospital, we do the digital health, we do the healthcare supportive solution, and the internal ring is the preventive care. Sorry. We have the wellness clinic right now. We have the wellness hotel, and we expand ourselves to the silver age living, or we call the aging society support resident. This is a hospital. Yes, we have 50 hospitals around this country and in Cambodia, and this is the wellness site. For the wellness site, we start to expand more into the big city like Chiang Mai, Udon, Korat, Hat Yai, Samui. So this is the trend that both curative in the middle, right? The middle is mean you see me when you get sick, you take care of your disease, take care of tumor. We have the secondary, tertiary, and super tertiary. But before that is something very important that we call preventive. Early detection cancer or promotive health, or we call the wellness sector. And after the hospital, we call the transitional care. So as a BDMS, we believe that this is all along the way that preventive medicine should be something that most important, because we don't want anyone to get sick. We want anyone, especially myself and my family and my friends, to be healthier and live longer. So this is some small example that spending per head when we're talking about wellness tourism is almost 2,000 US dollar, around 60,000 baht per head per trip. It means I'm talking with Dr. Chuwit that we need the number of the tourists, and we need the spending per head more also to believe that the country and nature is still okay with that. So I want to convince everyone that the wellness tourism is something that we believe is the near future. And when you are the wellness tourism tourist, you smoke less, you drink less, and you have less garbage and less, harmful to the nature also. And yeah, some small number from the wellness campus. We opened in 2018, it's growth about 100%, and in the COVID first 2020, it's growth a big number, and a little bit in the lockdown decreasing, and now we're back to the rate of nearly 30% growth, both patients and both revenue. So that's why we have the international now about 38%. Number 1 now is Saudi Arabia, is increasing more than 1,500%. CLMV, the GGC, others, and China. So we're confident that many people around the world, they want to come to Thailand, they want to travel here, they want to go back with the better health and better life and happy life. So this is all the things. Last but not least, this is an example that the wellness tourism trend like sustainable wellness holiday, beyond wellness, food and herbal immune booster. What I do a lot is a scientific-based wellness. This is some small example that we work in Samui with the minor group Anantala Riverside and open the wellness clinic in the hotel. And this is some of the program. You can come like a CEO 3-day, 2-day package and check up everything. And it's like a car. You have to overhaul the car sometimes when you're 60 years old. So my colleagues and my doctor team will helping everyone to live healthier, longer, and happier. And this is the most growth in the wellness where we call the IV Deep Lounge. You can choose for the exercise, stress, and many things. So it's famous right now. And this is the lifestyle medicine. So anything that you not get sick, but something you feel is abnormal, like constipation, sleepless, exercise, obesity is some of the things that you should fix is earlier. And this is the last slide. The reason to smile about Thailand that I'm very convinced and want to be one of the part that stimulate from the private sector that to make this country to be one of the top wellness destination of the world. Okay, come. Sorry, that's a little bit long. I want to show many information.
Yes, thank you so much for your insightful discussion about this. And you can see that this one of things that could be attractive for incoming tourism in Thailand in the next 3 to 5 years, right? So before we discuss further on that, I would like to introduce another aspect of tourism industry in Thailand about the sustainability. You may already knew that one bad thing about tourism could destroy industry. So sustainability also is another important aspect for Thai tourism. In this regard, Thai government also see the importance of it and set up a new, not very new, but set up organization to oversee in this matter. So we have experts on this to discuss about importance of sustainability of Thai tourism industry. So Dr. Chuwit, share your thoughts on the importance of sustainability for Thai tourism.
Thank you very much, Chairperson, Excellencies, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen. I would like to start with the first slide, next slide, that let's have a great hope of the Thai tourism industry. Tourism Authority of Thailand, who is working on the demand side, expects 25 million visitors this year. And recently, they just increased the expected number of the international tourists to 30 million visitors. It is quite possible from my personal point of view. In terms of promoting the domestic Thai tourism, Tourism Authority of Thailand expects up to 200 Thai tourism domestic trips this year. And I hope that the policy of the new government, 10,000 digital token, should encourage about the possibility of this. And it would be much better if the new government could give another more 10,000 digital token to the wellness business. Although they can just use only the radius of 4 kilometers, that's quite contradictory to promote people to travel more than 4 kilometers in the radius. I think in terms of demand side for the Thai tourism industry, I have no problem. The last slide of Dr. M showing that we have a lot of excellence to attract more and more visitors. But in terms of supply side, this is a time that many countries, including Thailand, which is the leading tourism destination in the world, I would say, should turn into the sustainable supply side. My organization designated areas for sustainable tourism administration, working on the supply side, joining hands in hand with the Tourism Authority of Thailand, who is working on the demand side. This slide was prepared by one of my best friends, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Global Sustainable Tourism Council, or GTC, Randy Durbin. He said, which one is better between 10,000 tourists, but spending $10 a day, and you get $100,000 a day, while only 500 tourists spending 200 a day. You get the same amount. But it would be much better if you can encourage or strategize, to stimulate the 10,000 tourists to spend 200 a day. You see, that is the challenging work to do. In the past, we defined, the high quality tourists to spend, more and more. Not only the high spending tourists, but we need, high responsible tourists as well. This would, redefine, the new sustainable tourism era. According to the sustainable travel landscape study conducted by Expedia Group just last year, 2022, showing that 90% worldwide of the travelers want to see sustainable options when booking a trip. 98% of Indian and 96% of Chinese consumers saying they look for sustainable travel options. This is very, very interesting, followed by Australia and Japan in the same direction. But the Asia Pacific region is more interesting. The travelers from the region, including Asia, I would say this is the golden century of Asia. They are willing to pay 41% more to ensure that travel is sustainable. But on average, consumers are willing to pay, almost 40% more to make their travels more sustainable. And 74% of consumers would choose a destination, lodging, or transportation option that is committed to supporting the local community and culture, even if it was more expensive. That is very important for the marketers and the investors. Looking at the Japanese consumers, they are almost 300% more likely to stay in accommodations or lodging that are actively lessening environmental impact. You see, that is the golden opportunities of the new business in the tourism industry. They spend more on sustainable travel, most in food, following by the activities, experiences, transportation, lodging, so on and so forth. And nearly 70% of consumers are willing to sacrifice convenience to be a more sustainable traveler. The same direction with the Booking.com study last year as well, on the confidence survey on travelers' behaviors affected by COVID-19. You can see that up to 94% plan to make sustainable travel. When talking about sustainable travel, it would include the eco-tourism, the local cultural tourism, wellness tourism as well. And on average, 90% would spend on the maximizing negative impact to environmental and local communities. Not doing the sustainable tourism, for only the trend, but also for the business opportunities. This slide showing that the global ecotourism market forecast from now to the next 10 years, the market is growing at the CAGR of almost 15%, during the next 10 years. We will see up to more than $800 billion by 2032. Many countries keep talking about SDG, but not many will bring them into practice, like Thailand. You can see Thailand ranked first in ASEAN for Global Sustainability Index achievement last year. We are 43 in the world, one better ranking from last year, and number 3 in Asia, and number 1 in ASEAN countries. From the 17 SDGs have been cascaded into ESG, that I think the set also encourage the listed companies to follow, to observe the ESG practices as well. But in terms of the era of the new tourism management, you can see the term GSTC, standing for Global Sustainable Tourism Council. it is a technical arm of the UNWTO, standing for United Nations World Tourism Organization. Also brings about the practice of the SDG, 17 SDG, into the Global Sustainable Tourism Council criteria. The Thai government also introduced the bio, circular, and green economy model into action as well, comprising 4 sectors: agriculture, innovative industry, medical hub, and tourism, including wellness tourism as well. We can see the BCG would contribute to tourism in the second-tier cities as well. High-quality tourism, wellness tourism, and most of them are fully dedicated to standard stories, you can see, and also promoting the creative and creative cities and products. So, in terms of managing the sustainable tourism in Thailand, we are working quite systematically by observing ESG and GSTC criteria along with the BCG. The GSTC criteria include 4 dimensions: sustainable management, socio-economic sustainability, culture, and environment. And by doing so, we join hands with leading universities around the nation, up to 19 leading universities, comprising in the form of network of excellence in sustainable tourism. We have MOU with the mentioned universities. In terms of promoting the smallest unit in the area of the tourism, which are the municipality or sub-district administration organization or even foundations locally, we promote the so-called STMS, Sustainable Tourism Management Standard, which is recognized by the GSTC, because the local government or authorities will be there forever, and they have, they are expected to be able to have the sufficient capacity to drive the sustainable tourism in a systematic way. At the local level, we also have the CBT, Community-Based Tourism Thailand Standard, also recognized by the GSTC as well. To show you practical examples of success, we have promoted successfully in pushing Nan, Sukhothai, Loi, and Koh Chang in Trat province to be listed in the Global Sustainable Destinations Top 100 by adopting the GSTC criteria. Koh Mak was awarded the top 100 last year at the ITB Berlin in Germany. And Koh Mak also this year won the 2nd rank in the category of governance, reset, and recovery from the Green Destination Story Awards this year. Bo Suok in Nan province also selected in the category of the best tourism village by the United Nations World Tourism Organization. And we join hands with the UNESCO to promote the sustainable tourism and safeguarding of cultural natural heritage in the designated areas of sustainable tourism. We also work shoulder by shoulder with the UNESCO in terms of creating the Creative Cities Network in Thailand. We have up to now 5 cities. Phetchaburi City in the category of gastronomy, Chiang Mai, crafts and folk art, Bangkok City of Design, Sukhothai craft and folk arts, and also recently Phetchaburi City of Gastronomy. They would declare every 2 years. So wait for Chiang Rai, hopefully, and Suphanburi to be listed the UNESCO Creative Cities Network this year. Almost there. The Tourism Authority of Thailand recently just launched the so-called STG, copying from SDG, Sustainable Tourism Goals, by encouraging the campaign STAR, standing for Sustainable Tourism Acceleration Rated. They just set the criteria in the SDG, 14 SDG, introduced by the TIT Governor Yuttasak Supasorn just early this month. Having 4 dimensions as well, like the GSTC criteria: management, culture, socio-economy, and environment. They have the description, to follow. This is quite new for the tourism-related industry operators, but you should follow, closely. And if you would like to get, only 3 stars, but compulsory requirement that you have to observe at least 3 SDG. 13, the 13th one is the climate change. Number 16, safety for all, and 17, partnership for all. So this is the 3 compulsory requirements that you have to achieve to get the 3 star. 4 star, you have to get at least 9 SDGs, and 12 or more SDG, you will get 5 star exemplar of the certificate that will ensure that you are sustainable in a practical way, not the greenwashing. So in conclusion, Thailand puts globally recognized sustainable tourism standards as top priority at all levels of tourism development. To summarize that at the destination level, we have GATC criteria. At the DMO, Destination Management Organization, which are the municipality, sub-district organization, or local foundation, we have the Sustainable Tourism Management Standard, or STMS. At the level of the tourism industry operators, we have the STG of the Tourism Authority of Thailand. At the local communities, we have CBD Thailand, recognized by the GATC. Just last but not least, tourism is accountable, I would say, for roughly 8% of the world's carbon emission. And recently, the tourism industry players and the government join hands, to pledge that they will work, together to achieve the net zero tourism. And a zero carbon mobile application has been launched to help tourists and tourism operators to achieve net zero carbon emission by 2027. This is the last slide, I think, to show you that this is the little effort of the Thai government recently just transform, the functionality of the Department of Environmental Quality Promotion into the Department of Climate Change and Environment. So tourism industry will pay a lot and will work to contribute, multiplier effects of the economic system. Please enjoy, investing in the tourism-related businesses in Thailand. The next S-curve of tourism is sustainable tourism management. Travel, enjoy, and respect. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for, for this important explanation. I am an equity analyst, so I have been pushing for this sector for quite a long time. And after I heard on discussion at the point, I become even more positive about this sector. But anyway, looking forward for the growth potential, any challenge that come in mind that you think that could be something that we need to take care of, especially in light of the new government coming in the next few days? Do you think any challenge that we need to be addressed in terms of, let's start with infrastructure. Do you think anything?
Yes, thank you for the question. I think the policy maker and the regulator should come together, and it's under the government policy. And I would like to raise about infrastructure that we have right now, maybe not enough to drive the tourists. Not only the main major airport like Suvarnabhumi or Dornmueang. I think we should think about how can we strengthen, how can we emphasize on the airport in the province of Thailand. Because from our point of view, that the passenger who come from around the world, they not come only one time. They come to Thailand more than twice, many times, and the next time they want to find more destination. But when we see our airport is only facilitate on the urban city, or like Bangkok, Phuket, Chiang Mai, maybe Krabi, and actually they need to find more interesting place to travel, to explore, and they need more airport for building origin destination or the direct flight to the other province in the Thailand regional. And I think the government have any idea about to more strengthen and more efficiency or the small airport in maybe up north or in the south of Thailand or in the northeastern of Thailand. This is a good point. And some airports still have more explained, like CAAT already studied that the catchment area around the Chiang Mai and Phuket need new airport. That's it, it's on plan. But the thing that we want is the clearly direction and the support from the government. Because when you invest on the new airport, it's not just the money. It means the land. It means the environment. It means the, like the community. That's what we cannot do by our own, like not only AOT, maybe even the Department of Airport or the DOA is the government itself. It's quite hard to do this thing. So if we put the national agenda to drive the tourists by the very important infrastructure, we have to be a roadmap on this kind of thing. Like we have almost 40 airports. We built the new one in Betong, and we waiting for Utapao Airport in Rayong. And we want to see the directly and clearly direction on those kind of the air traffic infrastructure. Not only the airport, like I told you, when we learn about our passenger, they go to explore another new destination. So the logistic, rail, road is quite important. Airport is quite like a hub. And we have to distribute our passenger or our tourists to other place or other, like I told you. So if the logistic is not ready, it's quite hard to see how can we promote more travel and go through around Thailand. That we have many places that you already saw that we promote many sustainability tourists, and we have a potential interesting tourist destination. But if we don't see the root cause that is not facilitate our tourists or our passenger, it cannot be see the same goal. One more thing that I think about, after the COVID, we see the rise up of the Indian passenger to come to Thailand. They hit the top nationality in the first half of this year. But we found that the problem is the right or the quota of the tourists that the government, the bilateral agreement with each country is limited. So if a government see which tourists that the target that we want to promote to come to Thailand, do we have any problem like the bilateral agreement, the quota of the tourists that will be, it's the obstacle, is the flight cannot operate. In the aviation industry, we will have this kind of thing that we do the bilateral agreement in each country. So India is a good example because right now we're working on this country to increase more quota for the passenger to come to both countries. And right now, like we can see the Saudi Arabia, after the government just reconnect the diplomatic relation, we see the rise up of the flight from the Saudi Arabia and passenger. Right now, we have the flight from Saudi Arabia to Bangkok, and they propose to come from Saudi Arabia to HKT Phuket, in the near future. This kind of thing is the government tools to help, and mechanism of this kind of the politics and diplomatics will it's another way to drive our tourists. And lastly, it's about the data analytics. Like I'm in the aviation, AOT and CAAT is can see the slot allocation before the tourism authority more than 6 months. We can say that in the next October, which flight from which country, how many flight and frequency, and it can calculate to be the passenger will come to Thailand in the next winter. The winter will begin during the October to March of next year. So if we share the data and we can analyze the data precisely, and we can know that about the target that we will approach for do the campaign or the promotion, which one is have the potential. So the data between the government sector or the organization, that is another thing that I think is very important, that government should see that what we can do for bring the data to promote our tourist industry in the future. That's what I think. Thank you so much.
Right. That's a good point about using data analytics to help promote Thai tourism more efficiently as well.
Yes.
Yeah. And I also would like to ask the same question for Dr. Tanupol. But I also would like to ask that in terms of, as you are CEO of BDMS Wellness, can you share an example of the tourism that come to Thailand and targeting about the wellness tourism especially? And also, I know this industry has been here quite a long time, but anything that you think that government can help to promote more awareness on this sector for foreign tourism outside Thailand? Anything that you would like government to help you on this regard?
Okay,ครับ. So when I'm talking about wellness, as you see, wellness is not only small piece of medical anymore. So what my part as a BDMS wellness handle, we call the medical wellness. It means you're coming, in the past you're coming to curative, take care of your disease, but health promotion and prevention is the key to convince people come to this country and go back with a healthier lifestyle. But the wellness sector is more larger. So for example, normally the people coming to see me and receive the medical treatment and early prevention, and then they need the hotel. So once they are the wellness concern, they need a hotel that have the good facility, or sometime nowadays you must have the AED to help people with a heart attack everywhere, and you have the elevator to helping the aging society, and then they start to asking for healthy eating cuisine or restaurant. And another day, normally they spend 5 or 7 days for the wellness tourism customer. And they're asking for the traditional or the local, like Dr. Chuwit said, is very happy to know that we have naan and many places for them to go. So anything that relate to your mental health and physical health, we can call it the wellness industry. So that's why I think this is more bigger than the government. It need effort from every part, like government, the private and the public sector, and the local people also, that they want to show their province, their temple, many things. So I think the wellness theme is create a lot of job in this country, and to make it be the real wellness destination of the world is something that bigger than myself, or is something that we need to sit down and responsible and help each other to make this country to be the real theme of the wellness, and the people start to understand that they're coming here. Yeah, I believed in the past that many people want to happy and drinking and have release stress in Thailand. But the future, we can do both together. So you can be relaxed and healthier. So we should expand ourselves into many sectors, many different groups. And like Dr. Chuwit said, as a wellness tourism, we believe that the high quality of traveler who love their health, all the number is going to the same way that is spend money more for themselves. So this is something that as my part, I think the head of the penetrate into this sector should be the government theme, like what are we doing here, or what are we doing in the past, or I have the chance to do the roadshow in the Saudi Arabia also with the Minister of Foreign. Many people, they really love to know the concept and idea and package about how to improve their health. I don't think it's only the Middle East. I think it's everywhere around the world. It just have to depends on us how we can promote that into the big picture.
Right. The same question for Dr. Chuwit about the challenge, and I also are interested in about the point that you mentioned that about the multiplier impact for tourism in Thailand. No one, only a few people mentioned that, right? So anything that government can help try to increase the multiple impact of tourism in Thailand, because we don't like the $0 tourism from Chinese people, right? This thing is also important to increase the effectiveness of tourism industry for the total economy.
Thank you very much. That's very good point. When I mean, one coin has always two sides. We have enjoyed, for a long time, at one side of the coin of the growth of the GDP, but the other side of the coin, which is the green GDP, has not been taken into account, seriously. So I mean, GDP can grow, 3-4%, but coming to the other side of the coin, you might need, all you gain from the growth of the GDP, or the other side of the coin, to fix, to maintain, to kill any problem, caused by the tourism growth. It is why we have to turn to the sustainable tourism management more seriously. Yes, you have touched on a little bit of the small town of like a Chiang Khan or Nan. Yes, they were proud when being listed in the global sustainable top 100, because in the same listing, they saw the names of the cities like well-known city like Kyoto and Okinawa in Japan, Sun Moon Lake from Taiwan, Bay of Plenty from New Zealand, or Townsville from Australia are in the same list as them. So they were so proud. And but behind the story that their pride was that we worked hard in terms of checking the sustainability in a systematic way. We even went down to the Gini coefficient to check the inequality. 100 baht went down into Chiang Khan, where money goes. It is very important. So I think we have to attach more particular concern on this side of the coin of the tourism industry. And DASTA, where I'm working for, is already there, to work hard on the sustainable tourism promotion. But we can work, to create models, not in the designated areas, not nationwide, to create models so that the successful model can be disseminated throughout the country in the long term. My last point is that when talking about promoting the growth of the tourism industry, we have to be clear about the position. Do we need revenue, or do we need the number of the tourists? That is very important, because it will influence the design of the planning. If you need more revenue, 40 million today should be enough, you see. But get more spending from them. That is very important. Again, with the growing revenue, you have to make sure that that kind of amount of revenue will be diversified into local economy. Because before COVID-19, we enjoy the figure like 3-4 trillion baht. But up to, I think, 30% might leak out from the country somewhere else in the world. So to me, it's just like an illusion. We have to make sure that those money coming into Thailand would be diversified inclusively, into probably the second-tier cities, for example, local economy. This is very important. Thank you.
Yeah. I think the audience share our view that Thai tourism has potential to be another S-curve growth engine for Thai economy for, 3 years, 5 years from now. We have capacity. We have things that can be selling point for foreign tourism, and we also have plans to make tourism more efficient and more effective on Thai economic growth overall. Any last note for any panelists, for audience, or for new government coming into Thailand?
Yes, I think it's kind of like a new hope for us. And the new government come after the post-pandemic. I think it's the right time that we will reorganize and, design our country again. And we think the 30% of the GDP come from the tourist industry, and it still be that. So how can we put it together and everyone understand our goal, the same goal, and we try to do our best in our responsibility? That's what's very important. And I agree that from my expert view in the airport industry, I believe we still have many chance to grow up in the tourists that will be a big number to come to Thailand in the near future and so on. Thank you.
Dr. Tanupol ครับ
Yeah, like I said, I want to end with the motto that I want everyone, both Thai and people who are listening, to live longer and make sure that you happy and healthy in the same time. Yeah, live longer, healthier, and happier. This is something that I'm trying my heart with my team to stimulate this, not only for the economic scale, not only for just the industry part, but this is for human and mankind. That if you healthier and be stronger, and like I said, when the pandemic come, they're not warning you. They're just coming tomorrow when you woke up. So you cannot cure your obesity in one day, or you cannot be healthier in one day. So you have to start take care of yourself, both your mentally and physically today. So this is the most important motto for myself as a doctor, to tell all my patients that your health is the most valuable things in the world. If you're healthier, you have more time to do anything. If you don't have health, you don't have wealth also. Yeah, thank you.
ครับ Dr. Chuwit ครับ
Yes, I think nothing wrong to expect more and more international tourist arrivals. But I would like to see, the reshaping of the tourism structure in Thailand to turn to giving more importance than in promoting the domestic tourism. It would be much better if the new government would pay more 10,000 digital tokens for the Thai tourism. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you everyone for joining us today. And I think everyone will better understanding about Thai tourism and be more confident about tourism that could be a growth driver for Thai economy for 3 to 5 years from now in the medium term. Thank you so much and see you later. สวัสดีครับ